Okay, here we go. This is the final stages. All right, got my 2.5 gallon jug of for my kombucha, and I'm not sure if you can see this, but on this there's a tape here. On this tape, there's actually a date on this tape. That date tells me when I made this kombucha, because especially I'm fermenting about 8 different jugs at a time, and so I lose track of when I started one. So I'll put a new date on there to let me know when I started this one. So what I'm going to do first, because I want to make sure I don't kill my beautiful scobies in here, those was it 4 or 5 scobies? So make sure I don't kill them. I'm going to put some more cold water in first. And remember, I put cold water with the hot tea here, so I cooled this down where it's pretty cool. So now I'm going to pour this in, the green tea in, and before I get too much in, I'm going to take the honey that I mixed also with water. And so, you know, again, I'm just showing you some of my shortcuts that I do to make things faster for me. And once you've been making so much of it, you just try to figure out faster ways to do it. So, and again, this is only a cup of honey, and I need 2 cups. So I'm gonna, when I get more honey, I'm gonna add another. In a few days, I'm gonna add another cup of honey to this, just to make sure, because the yeast in the SCOBY needs that sugar, that sweetness to eat. That's what it feeds off of, and that's what causes the fermentation to happen. Okay, so you don't want to put too much in it, because it's like if you put too much sugar in, because sometimes people think, well, if 2 cups does it this fast, maybe if I put 3 cups in, it'll do it faster or whatever. But it's kind of like what happens. It's like somebody who overeats, and you're hungry at first, and you're eating really good, and then you start getting full, and so you start getting sluggish, and you don't eat as fast anymore. And so that's what happens with the yeast as well. So if you put too much sugar in there, it actually becomes sluggish and doesn't feed as quickly. So people have been doing this for quite a while, and they figure out this is a good balance for this. All right, so I got my honey in there, so I'm gonna put the rest of my green tea in there, and again, it's cooled down to room temperature, so I know it's fine for my SCOBY. And then I'm just gonna fill the rest of this jar up with water, and I normally would fill it all the way to the top, but because I am short on my honey and stuff, I'm gonna keep a little bit less out for right now. But if I had just left it like this, you see where where the water stops. If I leave it like this, it will actually form another SCOBY that will be the shape of wherever I stopped filling the container. And so that's why I try to fill it up to the top here, so the SCOBY is smaller. But you can see that one that got fairly big is because it was down here, and so that's the size of it. So whatever type of container that you use, however where you stop filling the moisture in, that's where your SCOBY is going to start forming, because they usually form at the top. Sometimes they sink down to the bottom, but most of the time they come to the top, and they'll stay as big as that opening is. Okay, so just remember that, depending on, and it doesn't matter how big your SCOBY is, really. All right, so there you go. This is June Kombucha. June Kombucha is made with green tea and honey and water. That's all that's in June Kombucha. You got a June SCOBY. You can't use a regular SCOBY. It has to be a SCOBY that came from green tea kombucha. So you had a June SCOBY, and then you have, if you're making a gallon, okay, I'm just gonna say for a gallon. If you're making a gallon, you need a June SCOBY, then you need a gallon of water, you need 1 cup of honey, and you need 8 green tea bags that you boil and steep the green tea for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Then after you do that, you gotta make sure before you add the tea to your SCOBY, make sure it's at room temperature. So what you can do, you can add some water and green tea, cold water and green tea together, and to get it cool. But also you want to mix your honey up in that first, so the honey melts into the green tea, and then you can add that water and let it where it's cooled down to room temperature. Then you can pour it into your jug with your SCOBY, and then you can top it off with more water until it fills your jug up. So once again, that's For 1 gallon, it's 1 cup of honey and 8 green tea bags and a gallon of water and 1 SCOBY, and that's it. And then you put it up in a nice warm place around 70 degrees for at least 2 weeks. And because it's green tea, because it's June Kombucha, you can start drinking it after 2 weeks, or you can let it go further. If you let it go over 4 weeks, it's probably gonna get too sharp and too bitter, so then you wanna just cut it down like I did my last batch that I just did. Okay, all right, well, I hope this is helpful for you guys. Happy kombuchaing. And also this goes out, a shout out to my daughter-in-law, Amanda, who wants to learn how to make kombucha. I know I said a lot here, and there's different videos you can skip. I'll probably highlight the videos that you really need to know for making the kombucha, and then the other videos I'll put like some kind of little asterisk or something to let you know that those are just side videos that can kind of help you expand, because I like to do things extreme. And remember what I said? Don't knock it until you try it. All right, well, this is Michael, and hope you have some good kombucha stories and good tasting flavor, yummy drinks ahead in your life. Okay, all right. God bless you. Have a good day.